it's Dr. Joe, and today I'm going to show you some stretches and exercises for Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. Let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. You like my t-shirt? I do. That represents Miss Callie. And yes, I would. If you like this t-shirt or you want to check out some other cool stuff, go to allpassiongifts.com. All right, let's get started. What I like to do with Thoracic Outlet Syndrome is stretch your pec muscles. That's really important. Get that correct posture. Do nerve glides or stretching to kind of get those nerves loosened up and moving around in there. And then also doing some first rib mobilization. So let's start off with some pec stretches. The first one is a pretty easy one. You can just take your hands and clasp them behind you. Try and keep your palms together if you can, and you're really just pushing your chest outwards. So it really opens up the chest, gets a stretch in there. Hold it for about 30 seconds, then relax it, and do that 3 times. So that really kind of opens everything up in there. And the reason you want to get those pec muscles stretched out is because usually that's where all the stuff gets trapped, in that area right there. So if you loosen those up, that's going to help get that movement and get everything nice and loose and get that irritation out of there. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a first rib mobilization. You can do that a couple of different ways, but what I think is probably the easiest way is just grab a ball, a massage ball, lacrosse ball, anything that's kind of firm. You can use a tennis ball, but you want it to be enough where it puts pressure on that first rib. And the first rib kind of lies underneath that clavicle or collarbone. So what you want to do is take that ball and just set it in that little pocket. You can kind of feel a little pocket in there. And if you push hard enough, you can feel that first rib. And a lot of times that first rib has come up a little bit. So you want to put it right there. What I like to do is relax this arm kind of down. Take your neck and bend it over, because that relaxes some of those neck muscles in there. And then take a deep breath in. And as you're letting out, push down as hard as you comfortably can on the ball. So you go, and then come back up, and do that about 4 or 5 times. So big breath in and push down. And sometimes people do feel a little pop where it's popping back into place. So as long as it's not painful, that's a good thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And then a lot of times then that pressure gets off of those nerves and those vessels and veins and arteries in there, and then it feels a lot better after that. So now we're going to lie down a little bit, and I'm going to show you some more pec stretches. I like to use a foam roller. This is probably the best way that I like to stretch the pecs. Put it vertically, and you're going to lie on top of it. So you come down close to the edge because you want to be able to be nice and relaxed and put your head on it, so then you're not stressing out your neck muscles. And then just bring your arms out to the side and let them drop down. So as you can see here, I'm stretching out those pec muscles, and that's a really, really nice stretch. If you want more of a stretch, if this is just a medium stretch for you, then straighten your arms out a little bit and then do the same thing. Just try and relax and let them go down. If you need a little bit more, you can have somebody kind of push down on your arms a little bit and get a really good pec stretch there. But again, just holding it for about 30 seconds, give it a little break, and then doing that again, just really stretching it out. Then you're going to do some scapular squeezes, shoulder squeezes. This is again just to help get that correct posture, because a lot of times when you roll forward like that with those tight pec muscles, that's what ends up causing all the problems. So getting your chest open is what really helps. So scapular squeeze is just really, imagine that somebody is placing their hand in the middle of your back on your spine, and you're trying to squeeze that hand with your shoulder blades. So just squeeze back, hold it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then come forward. So really nice squeeze, and then come back. I like to use my elbows while I'm pushing back because I feel like it helps me squeeze a little bit more. Some people just kind of squeeze this way, but I feel like you get a little bit more of a squeeze if you actually use your elbows a little bit. So just hold that squeeze for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax and do about 5 to 10 of those, and that should really help loosen it up a little bit. And then finally is the nerve glides or the nerve stretches. You can do both ways. Sometimes with the stretches, people get a little bit irritated with them. So there's a modified way to do it, which is kind of the glide, and then there's the stretch glide as well. Some people call it a little bit differently, different ways, but the first one is going to be the little bit of modified, more of a glide. So if it's on my right side, I'm going to start with my elbow up, my head up, and then I'm going to put my arm out, but take my head almost like I have a string connected to my head. So I'm going to go out like that and then come up. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of gliding that nerve, flossing that nerve as I go. So out and back in. This is the one that's not quite as stressful on the nerve, so you might want to start off with this one. With nerve glides, I only like to do about 10 of them, because if you do a whole lot, you're gonna end up just irritating that nerve even more. So especially with the stretches, the big glides, really only stick with 10 just once a day. Don't do a whole lot more than that. But then what you're gonna do, put your arm straight out with your palm up, and this time you're gonna take your head to the opposite way as you pull your palm downward. So it's gonna be this movement. Now, you might want to just start off doing the palm part first, because some people feel it there. I can feel a little bit of tingle in my middle finger just right there doing that. But if you want even more, then you go out this way and come back in. That really stretches out that nerve in there. If it's kind of scarred up in that area, that's going to help loosen everything up a little bit. And again, like I said, only just do about 10 of those. Don't do any more of those, especially in the beginning. And then the last one is going to be a stretch for those scalene muscles right here. And the reason you really want to stretch those out is these attach to that first rib down there. So if they're tight, they're pulling up on that first rib. So what you want to do is, again, kind of put your hands behind you. You can clasp them. You don't have to be so tight with them, but put your hands behind you. And then you're going to turn your head a little bit to an angle and then side bend. So it's not just side bend this way, and it's not just rotating. It's that kind of combination, so you feel that stretch right in there where those scalene muscles are. And then hold that stretch for about 30 seconds and then relax and do that 3 times. So there you have it. Those are your stretches and exercises for Thoracic Outlet Syndrome, or people call it TOS. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you'd like to check out some other videos, go to AskDoctorJo.com. And don't forget to like us. And remember, be safe, have fun, don't let the zombies get you, and I hope you feel better soon.